Welcome back to Newsroom. I'm Chella Smith. This is your Middle East U.S. entertainment news here on YouTube. I air on Fridays. I bring you the latest on reforms and economics of Iraq based on reports put out by the Middle East news media outlets. I do this weekly review and it's based off my interests. Thank you everyone for joining me. Last week we spoke about sanction exemptions, increased Iraqi shares, and trade exchange regulations, tax reforms, international currency being traded. And I pray everyone was blessed with family and food for Thanksgiving holiday. And today you're eating leftovers. I won't keep you long this week with summaries, so let's take a look at this week's headlines. According to reports, the Central Bank of Iraq has made significant progress in eliminating the dollar dominance. Antoine Al-Attani, head of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, confirms the central bank has made progress in restabilizing the markets and eliminating the dollar dominance. He emphasizes the importance of diversifying foreign currency dependence in business dealings and supporting the Central Bank of Iraq's efforts in addressing the crisis. And according to reports out of Baghdad Magazine News, Ali Al-Awlaq predicts that each category will be besieged operations, putting pressure on cash dollars in the markets. Iraq's central bank governor Ali Al-Awlaq announced that the starting of supplying the dollar to Iraqi banks abroad and the end of the UAE's dirham's opening operations. He also revealed a plan to reform and develop private and government banks. Ali Al-Awlaq stated that the Central Bank of Iraq is continuous communications with the U.S. Treasury Department and the U.S. federal banks, and quarterly meetings are held to review matters related to the relationships. He stressed that these developments are radical and require coordination and joint cooperation between the central bank and parties involved. The next meeting will be held in Dubai. The Central Bank of Iraq and the federal banks have agreed to exit the executive aspects of external transfers, focusing on supervision and control. The plan aims to transform the process from an electronic platform by the beginning of next year. Iraqi banks will establish a new relationship with internationally accredited correspondent banks abroad, with the role of the Central Bank of Iraq and the U.S. Federal Reserve being monitoring and supervision. Iraqi banks have opened over 40 bank accounts with correspondent banks or abroad, and currency diversifications have been implemented to increase flexibility and facilitate external transfers. Parliamentary understandings are in place to make transfers through Turkish banks in euros or Turkish currency. This is a critical step in strengthening the banking system in Iraq, as the acceptance of these banks mean they have become internationally accepted systems. Iraq's President Ali Al-Awlaq has announced plans to end work on the electronic platforms in 2024. He emphasizes the need for faster, easier, and more disciplined processes with internationally accredited correspondent banks having full systems for audits and monitoring. He also emphasizes the gradual reduction of rejected transfers, as banks and transferees will learn the conditions and point to consider when submitting transfer requests. The U.S. side has reduced the amount of dollars, ensuring the proper movement of money and righting the financial systems of suspicious operations like money laundering and financing of terrorism. Ali Al-Awlaq also emphasizes the need for all Iraqi banks to have correspondent banks, as they cannot practice their real work without them. He also noted that some banks have begun using specialized international companies to regulate these aspects until they become qualified. Iraqi officials are implementing measures to reduce the demands for the dollar by implementing import operations in various currencies, such as Chinese and Euro and the UAE dirham. They aim to reduce price imbalances caused by trade pressures on the dollar cash markets. The government has issued a decision inadmissibly for dealing in dollars locally, and materials entering Iraq must be proven to have entered through an external fundamentalist transfer. Markets followed up operations will conduct to ensure official transfers until the pressure from the dollar cash market is removed. The general principle is that trading and payment inside of Iraq is in dinars, but some contracts or obligations with foreign companies will continue to deal in dollars. The government is working to solve the problems radically, focusing on non-fundamental transfers and cash payments. Iraqi Prime Minister Ali Al-Alaq announced the start of importing dollars from Iraqi banks' accounts abroad, allowing them to withdraw cash and instruments in cash. The central bank has set rules to prevent misconduct and maintain control over foreign currency usage. The central bank is studying requests from the banks that supply the dollar and its needs before approving and verifying the source. Ali Al-Alaq emphasizes the importance of restructuring banks in Iraq with plans for private banks to merge and corrections and government banks to be restructured. He is working with the Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to ensure the best possible management of government banks. I did speak to one of our ground contacts in Iraq. They have officially said that they can't get US dollars out of the ATMs any longer and that they have lowered the amounts that they can get from the finance office. All great news there. And as I mentioned earlier, Dubai is set to host the investment conference in Iraq next December. The IBBC Dubai is set to host an investment conference in Iraq next December, aiming to strengthen partnerships and drive economic transformations. The conference will focus on economic stability, education, finance, and climate change. The Minister of State for Foreign Trade will deliver a speech on the second day. This event will bring together businesses and trade companies to promote investment for entrepreneurs and support industry and the Iraqi people. The UAE positions as a main commercial center of the Iraq, and its growing role in facilitating international cooperation will be highlighted. The conference will address key issues such as economic sustainability, education, finance, and climate change. The IBBC will be held on December 7th and 8th. And Economics Alphabet News reported The Economist predicts a downward trend in the dollar exchange following the decisions to sell 4 goods. Iraq's government has decided to import 4 commercial goods through the Central Bank of Iraq's electronic platform at the official dollar exchange rate. The imports of cars, gold, cigarettes, and mobile phones will reduce the demand for dollars in the parallel markets, reducing the exchange rate. The measures will also facilitate monitoring of these fund sources, preventing money laundering. The Council of Ministers has issued decisions and procedures to facilitate the benefits of imported of these goods. Again, such as gold, cars, mobile phones, and cigarettes. By using external banking financial transfer platforms, those decisions will reflect positively on the reduction of foreign currency prices in the informal markets, as trades in these materials constitute as a large part of the demand for foreign currency. And you've been watching Newsroom Weekly Review. I'm Chella Smith with your Middle East to U.S. entertainment news here on reforms and economics of Iraq. I bring you the latest Dinar news without having to keep up with all the different outlets. I'm here on YouTube every Friday, and I'm on Patreon daily. So don't forget to subscribe and turn those notification bells on. If you like my content, you can give me a thumbs up. If you really like my content, you can always seed a super chat or a super thanks in the comment section below. Again, thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for visiting Newsroom Chella Smith for your trusted Dinar news. Be safe shopping during Black Friday, and I hope you're enjoying that turkey leftovers. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Make sure you join us Fridays, 4 p.m. with Newsroom Updates with Chella Smith Entertainment News.